Hi, everyone, and welcome. I'm so excited you're here with me today. You've shown up because you care about your health and your hair and your confidence, and most importantly, about feeling like yourself again. So, this session is going to be packed with value. So, if you're ever worried about thinning hair, constant shedding, or those baby hair that never seem to grow, you're in the right place. So, who am I? Let's talk about that. So my name is Dr. Evelyn Lee Ellis. If no one has not seen me before, you can also go to prolificwell.com, and that's where I live. And I'm a naturopathic physician specializing in women health and a lot of partner coming in. So I also do a lot of hormone optimization for both women and men. Over the year, I help thousands of women in their 30s up to their 80s gap in between, right? A lot of women coming in. Understand what's happening with their bodies, and more importantly, reclaim their energy, their vitality, and yes, their hair. So let me ask you a question. Have you ever looked in the mirror, brushed your hair, and thought, why this happened to me? Right? You notice more scalp peeking through the parts, the temples look thinner than they used to be, baby hair sprouts but never seem to grow. And every time you shower, you find yourself counting the strands on your hands. Oh, that happened to me every night, wondering if they'll ever stop falling. If you ever felt that pit in your stomach, you're not alone. So, for women, hair loss isn't just about appearance, and probably for men too. And it's about confidence, is how you feel when you get dressed for work, walk into a meeting, or step out with friends. It's about identity because your hair has always been part of how you express yourself. And it's about feeling like yourself again, even as your body shifts through age, hormones, and life stress. Now, maybe you've already tried every trick in the book, powders and sprays to cover the thinning spots, oils massage into your scalp, expensive shampoos, supplements that promise miracles. But instead of results, you ended up with frustration, wasted money, and that some same sinking feeling when you saw more shedding than growth. Maybe you've been caught yourself thinking, am I doing something wrong? Is it just my future? Will it ever stop? The truth is, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. Seriously. Hair loss has root causes: stress, hormone changes, nutrient gaps, scalp health, even how your body responds to inflammation. When you don't understand your triggers, it feels like you're guessing in the dark. But when you finally uncover what's behind the shedding, you can stop the cycle and start seeing hair that grows stronger and lasts. So, understand the hair cycle. Here's what most people don't realize: your hair has its own life cycle. And if you understand it, you know exactly what happened and why it feels like your hair is betraying you. There are four main stages. Write it down. And also, you can draw on it too. First stages is called anagen. This is a growth phase. This is when your hair is actively growing. Your scalp hair, can last for years. About 80 to 90% of your hair should be in this stage. Things like nutrition, hormones, and stress directly affect how long this phase lasts. From this anagen phase, it goes to catagen phase, which is a transition, as you see here. Three, one, two, and three. A short period where the hair follicle detaches from its blood supply. Think of it as a pause button. It only lasts for a few weeks. This hair follicles in white no longer have a hair follicle, it detached. Number three, go to telogen phase, which is a resting phase. The follicle is resting. The hair isn't growing, but it stays in place. This can last for about 3 months. So this can last for a year, anagen, growing phase. Catagen lasts for a few weeks. Telogen is about resting. It can last for 3 months. And then the exogen phase is a shedding phase. This is where the hair naturally falls out about 550 to 100 hairs a day. And it's normal. Who would count 50 strands of hair or 100 strands of hair? We just see a ball of hair, right? For every single day when you're stressed out, just scratching your hair. And if you have less than 50 hairs per day fall out, you're in luck. That's normal. And if you have more than that, that means that's time to seek out for help. So, but when your body is out of balance, this shedding can increase dramatically. So why does it matter? If too many hairs shift into telogen or exogen, you'll notice thinning. If your anagen growing phase shortens, your hair won't grow as long or thick as it once did. This is why quick fixes don't work. The real solution is to extend the growth phase, nourish the follicles, and calm the triggers that push hair into shedding mode. So, and that's what exactly we're going to cover today. By the end of this webinar, you'll discover the 3 essential nutrients your hair needs to grow thicker and stronger, how to navigate the real root causes of thinning so you can stop wasting time on quick fixes. Simple daily steps you can take to protect your hair, balance your hormones, and feel confident wearing your hair any way you want again. This is not about covering up symptoms or buying yet another powder, oil, or shampoo that makes empty promises. This is about getting to the root, rebuilding from the inside out, and reclaiming your confidence. So let me ask a question. Why this? Why now? And why me, right? I work with many clients and thousands of women every year who tell me the same thing. Dr. Evelyn, as I get older, my hair keeps thinning. It's shedding so much and I feel frustrated and helpless. Can you help me? I get it because I've been there too. I've looked into the mirrors and noticed my part line look whiter. I've tried all the quick fixes, eating super clean, even go vegan, doing nicely scalp massages, those combs to really help my hair plus flow going, using hair oils, standings on special shampoos, and still the shedding wouldn't stop. So that frustration is what pushed me to go deeper because I knew there has to be more than surface level solutions. So what I discovered not only helped me, but has helped more than 2,000 women I've worked with reclaim their confidence, prevent further loss, and finally see new growth again. So why this? Why now? Why me? And I would say, why not you? Why don't give you a chance to really make sure that you cover every part of your health to prevent further comorbidity? Because I know how painful it is to lose your hair, and I know how powerful it feels when you start to get it back. It takes longer to get it back as we age. And that's a transformation I want for you. So now, before we dive in, let's get really honest. Some of you are already thinking things like, I tried before I, and I failed. I'm too old for this to work. I'm not good at sticking at routines. Or even, I don't have support from people around me. These are the dragons I hear every single week. And today, we're going to slay them together because here's the truth. If you tried it before and it didn't work, it wasn't because you failed. Okay? Hear me again. If you tried it before and it didn't work, it wasn't because you failed. It was because a method failed you. And imagine it can apply to anything in life, not just hair. And you're not too old. Your body can heal, repair, and thrive at any age when it's given the right input. You don't need to be perfect. That's the key. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to take the next right step, one step at a time, and now is the next step. And even if you don't have support at home, today you are in a community and you're not alone anyone. Go to prolificgrow.com. You can join our free community there, and they have a lot of resources for the members. So today, I'm asking you to lean in, take notes, and most importantly, stay curious, have an open mindset. And feel free to drop in the chat if you have any questions or comments below if you watch a replay. I will make sure to get back to you. And this is about you, your body, and your future. If you're ready to stop just surviving through thinning and shedding, and instead take back your confidence, type yes in the chat right now. And if you're watching the replay, comment hair below or any comments, and I'll make sure to get the resources for you today. So let's get started. So number one is, why are we all talk about nutrients for hair? So let me start with a question many of you are silently asking yourself. Why does it even matter? Maybe you're thinking, I'm already eating healthy. Why is my hair still thinning? Or I'm getting older. Maybe this is just something I have to live with. Here's the truth. Hair is not just cosmetic. It's a reflection of your internal health, hormones, gut, and nutrient status. If your body wakes up whispering something, sometimes screaming, that something deeper needs attention. If we can understand what your hair is telling us, we can get to the root, literally and figuratively, of your health. And here's why now. If you ignore these changes, it's not just about hair loss. It can snowball into fatigue, mood shifts, hormonal imbalance, inflammation, and higher risk for chronic diseases. Addressing it today means preventing tomorrow's comorbidity, saving on future healthcare costs, and living longer, stronger, and more vibrant. I have so many stories about that, about my family, just like my mom. I just want to give her $1,000 to get her health back so I can have one more day with her. And as a woman, as a daughter, as a mom, you all know what it feels. So first, let's start with protein. You might not realize this, but your hair is basically a protein factory. If you know that, great, good for you. It's built from keratin, a hardened protein. If you're not getting enough, your hair simply doesn't have the building blocks it needs to grow strong strands. Now, I know some of you are thinking, but if I eat chicken, fish, and eggs, I should be fine, right? The problem is not always intake, it's digestion. Again, digestion is the key. If your stomach acid is low, or if you're dealing with bloating, constipation, irritable bowel syndrome, or IBS, abbreviation, then even the protein you eat may not break down into amino acids that feed your hair. So sometimes it's not about eating more, but making sure your body can use what you eat. So food sources of protein such as meat, poultry, eggs, the lentil, fish, Greek yogurt. But again, without proper gut function, even the best diet falls short. Number two, iron. Iron is your oxygen delivery system. Without it, your hair follicles suffocate. The word suffocate, hear that? Think of it this way. If iron isn't carrying enough oxygen to your follicles, they can't grow lush, thick hair. Each of the red blood cells is made up in the heme, is an iron in the middle, and 4 different molecules of oxygen. In that red blood cell, in the bloodstream, flow around to go to your hair roots, and that will grow and feed the nutrient, bring whatever you absorb in your gut, nutrient into the hair follicle. Therefore, it can grow just like soil and water. It grows taller and taller. Here's where I hear limiting beliefs. Here's where I hear the limiting beliefs. I don't eat red meat, so I guess I'll always be deficient? Not true, not true. Lentils, leafy greens, fortified grains can still support you, but you need to absorb them. If your gut is inflamed, if you're constipated, or if you don't have enough stomach acid, you'll keep feeling tired and your hair will keep paying the price. So, food sources for iron include whole grains, lentils, leafy greens, and fortified food. Number 3, B vitamins. B vitamins are like the spark plug for your hair engine. Biotin strengthens keratin, giving hair thickness. Folate and B12 build red blood cells that carry oxygen straight to your follicles. Niacin improves blood flow, feeding the root, and niacin is B3. And one thing about folate, if anybody who knows you have the MTHFR mutation, methylfolate reductase mutation, make sure you go test for that genetic because if you take the folic acid folate without a methyl form, potentially you cannot absorb. We will go through the genetic testing later as well. Stay tuned. So here's a kicker. Guess where a huge portion of your B vitamins come from? Drum roll, please. Not a supplement, not food, but your gut bacteria. If your microbiome is off balance, if you have leaky gut, that word leaky gut sound familiar, or dysbiosis, then you are starving your hair from the inside out. So again, food sources for B vitamins, whole grains again, eggs, fish, beans, lentils, fruit, vegetables. But again, what matters is not just what you eat, but what you absorb. So let me ask you a question. Drop in the chat if this is for you. Say yes. I eat all those things, but I still have issues with my hair. What do I do? I hear this all the time. So here's what I would say. The list of protein, iron, and B vitamins is just a foundation. And this is a list to remind you if you are lacking of any of these, that's a good time to add on. If you feel like you already have this, so then what is my missing link? So these are the dozen, there are also other dozen of other nutrients such as vitamin C, vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, and other micronutrients such as magnesium, zinc, omega-3, and also selenium. Hydration, and that all matter. But if your digestion is off, right? If you are battling with irritable bowel syndrome, constipation, reflux, or bloating, your nutrients don't reach the right place. Imagine filling your gas tank with the best premium fuel, but your car's fuel line is clogged. You can't go anywhere. That's what happened in your body. So the problem isn't always lack of food, it's lack of absorption. So how do I know if I am deficient? Now, you may be wondering, but how do I know if I'm missing anything? So this is where the testing comes in. I will introduce a few testing. I use these very helpful tools for my clients to find out if they are missing anything and also implement the protocol for them. And I will show you a few of those sample reports. So therefore you have that background. You can also ask your provider. First is the SpectraCell micronutrient test. It shows your nutrient store at a cellular level. And the second one, it also shows you the NutriEval, look at the nutrient status, but it also including the gut health and the toxin level as well. And the third one is a nutrigenomic testing, where they tell you how your genes affect your ability to use a nutrient. So this includes some the genetic testing. So once we have these data, the provider, I do too, can design a personalized 3-month protocol. It's not a guessing work, is rule out any of those guessing, but it's a targeted work. And if you're wondering, do I need supplements or just food? The answer depends on your gut. If your digestion is compromised, powders and liquids absorb better than capsules. So we customize based on how your body actually works. So let me share my screen with you for how these lab works. The first one is a micronutrient from SpectraCell. And when you do the blood draw, you will receive the result after everything got back. This one is just as a glance, where they highlight which one is abnormal and which one is borderline. Some of them can be at normal level. So that means you don't have to worry too much about those. They will also give you the suggestion for supplement of what to take. And these are the recommended dose for what it is. It's not about what dose or what level of your blood need right now, because some people coming in, they're already taking some of those nutrients as well. So this one, if you already take nutrient, it tells you exactly what that level looks like in your body. Do you have enough or not? And this recommendation is adding on afterwards to make sure you can get to the optimal level. So for example, this person, and they are lacking of choline, which is from egg a lot, and also oleic acid, which is from omega-6, and that one is from olive oil, etc. Vitamin A is for immune function and vitamin B12. And this one was low enough where they also say injectable form of B12. On another video, I also show people how to do the injectable at home for the B12 level. And the borderline deficiency is basically other nutrients that relate to their antioxidant, their breakdown of their glucose. Folate is another B vitamin. If you look at the first section, we talk about 3 nutrients. B vitamin, folate is one of them. Calcium level, asparagine is another amino acid, and B6 inositol. They also categorize in the immunity complex. So let's look down here. Antioxidant function, where they give you the column of which one is green is good, yellow means okay, gray is very, very deficient. And also these micronutrients can be categorized in the immune function, because all of these micronutrients, micro means small. And when we talk about macro, means protein, glucose, or any fat, those are bigger. But then micro, you go deeper to individual categories. And these are just categorized by function of your body, because all of these micronutrients will also help these functions to work. And on this right-hand side, this is about with your age and how your total immune function. So in the green line is a natural projection that as you age, your immune function drops down. So this person, they are only about in their less than 50, but their total immune function is less than what could have been. So that tells me there's a lot of things that the person can do to improve the immune function. So when you go down, they categorize into B vitamins from B1, B2, B3, B6. These are very helpful. And this one meaning they are very deficient in B12. And that doesn't tell me if they absorb well. It just tells me that, oh, they have lack of B12 level in the bloodstream for the body. Amino acid is a breakdown of the protein level and metabolite. So this person have very low level of choline and also low level of the oleic acid right here. And other vitamin and minerals, such as vitamin A deficiency. So all of these red dots you see on the very first page, that was the outline of what is more important to focus on. And for carbohydrate metabolism as well, of the breakdown of glucose, this person has pretty good amount of them. Antioxidant is also pretty good as well. Borderline of glutathione, they can also add on. And these can be in the form of nutrients from food or from the supplements or also from the IV, intravenous, or iron injection as well. So this is just telling you a different way of looking at it. Instead of a horizontal line, it shows you a vertical line. Okay, so that's factor cell. It's telling you in your blood at the moment how much you have based on the whole normal range. Secondly, Nutri-Eval is a different one. This one requires a blood draw and a urine testing, because some of those toxins is about urine. And the first page is the most moneymaker for this lab because they divide into 4 categories. The one for the nutrient the most is the antioxidant support, and the rest is about mitochondria for energy level, inflammation, because that relates to hair. You will wonder, why are we showing you all these tests and how does it relate to hair? At least you know what the micronutrient you have deficient in your hair. And also the toxin exposure, and those are the ones that can prevent you or because it's blocking any of those nutrient absorption in your body. And methylation pathway, remember the MTHF gene that we talk about? It's to help the methylation, which means one molecule to activate those cofactors to work. Imagine a car, if you don't have enough fuel, you don't have a wheel, then nothing's gonna go. You have to have those parts and tools to go forward. And these are complex to make sure things are going forward in your body. And you go through this one, they separate into antioxidant, very similar to spectra cells, B vitamins, mineral, and they also do a little bit about GI support, which I like a lot. Digestive support, this person has pretty good amount, it's in green. Microbiome support, yeah, the bacteria wasn't able to grow properly or produce a good amount of microbiome support. And they have horizontal line where they give you a few full food sources as well of what you are needing and recommendation. So I do like this pathway and they show you some picture. Now, the nutrigenomic, let's go there. This one is about genetic of what you were born with and also based on what you were born with, then this type of nutrients and work can also help you. These are about lifestyle because the genetic is the one to really help kick the tire going forward, but the lifestyle is actually trigger of how your life is going to be in the future. Your gene doesn't really determine your destination, right? So these categorize into nutrient metabolism. For example, these vitamin A, they will have the certain gene bind to it. So if you have a risk of elevate, that means you have a mutated gene, meaning whatever much of the vitamin A you don't absorb as much. So you better have more in your body compared to just relying on your own body to create it. So the recommendation is to consume preformed sources of vitamin A. That means they recommend you to get more of them in your body. And another one is folate, such as MTHF. This is a good one. You don't have to do any extra genetic testing. They already do it for you. When they say elevated, that means you have a mutation. So you better have extra amount of methylfolate in your body or else everything got stuck. So those are very helpful. And they also recommend into cardiometabolic health, meaning if you eat the whole grain or caffeine, all of these are the risks. So you need to do a few things to make sure you can limit, such as sodium for this person. Limit the sodium intake to be less than 1,500 milligrams per day. And you can see on those boxes in the back of the serving for those grains or canned food on the food store, you can always see about 230 milligrams per serving. You can add them up to find out what is the limit that you need per day. And I like this part also where we have the weight management and body composition, meaning if you do physical activity, then this person is typical. They can just aim for 115 minutes per week. But this person doesn't have energy balance like others because their gene got diminished. So they better aim for an energy deficit, meaning if you eat doing for any weight loss, then you better do about 650 calories per day. Because some people can go above that amount and they can still have weight gain. But if you go too low, then potentially you really have low energy. 650 calories per day is a really low number. Often for adults, we recommend 2,000 calories per day is a good amount with exercise that you can add on top of whatever calorie that you work out. Yeah, 650 is really low. And also this person have the enhanced risk for saturated and unsaturated fat absorption. So they need to limit intake of those saturated fats for their weight and their metabolic health. And also they have a thing about eating habit. That person will have to, they tend to have a higher preference of something, preference for sugar or preference for gluten or lactase, so they have to really dial it down. So these are very, very deep details. All right, let's get back to our presentation. Okay, and if you have a question, please put it on the chat. So let's talk about gut health and hair. We've been talking about gut quite a bit now. So here's where it all comes together. Your gut is a control center for your hair. I would say for most of the things in your body. Nutrient absorption, good bacteria produce vitamin B and help you absorb minerals like zinc, iron, selenium. Deficiency equals shedding. Inflammation regulation, leaky gut, and systemic inflammation can damage hair follicles and even trigger autoimmune hair loss like alopecia areata. Okay, we got two big words right now. Leaky gut, we talked about earlier, like dysbiosis, meaning your gut sometimes feeling loose stool, sometimes feeling constipation. It doesn't have a very consistent frequency. Systemic inflammation is meaning that your whole body has some inflammation of some sort. It's very different from local inflammation. If you cut, you have a cut, you have an open wound, those are local. Where the macrophages, the white blood cell, the immune function coming there, creating the blister or a scab, trying to heal. Those are local, very different from systemic. Systemic is usually coming from environmental toxin that we are exposed to for a long time, such as slime, tick-borne, mold, heavy metal, etc., or perfume in the air, or even plastic. Those are inflammation as a big one, and that will come in the body and deposit in your bone or the different organs in your body. Those are the systemic inflammation. Hormone balance. An imbalanced gut raises cortisol, which is stress hormone, and alter androgen metabolism, which is sex hormone testosterone, pushing follicles into the rest phase, remember the phase number 3, and worsening menopause-related shedding. And this is not only for menopause, any woman or any man who in their stage of life can also have a higher level of testosterone level when the other level of estrogen got paused or got stopped or got stagnant. So the gap of testosterone is higher. From testosterone, it will convert to dihydrotestosterone, which is a block and inhibiting the hair from growing in the level of the follicle. We can all test for that. So when you have a question, always ask questions for your provider. Now, last but not least is immune support system. So with 70% of your immune cells in your gut, a strong microbiome protects against autoimmune-driven hair loss. As we age, you will hear a lot about autoimmune. That means your own cells attack your own body. It's very backward. We always think our body is healing itself. Our body is supposed to protect ourselves. Sometimes a certain habit or a history of chronic diseases or conditions, it will make our body fight our own self. So therefore, we have a hard time to healing that. So we have to learn and also find out what was the root cause of that from happening. So even more amazing, there are cases report where fecal microbiota transplantation, FMT, originally used for gut disease, led to unexpected hair regrowth. That's the power of the gut-hair connection. So let's talk about genetics. We touched a little bit about those labs. Now, some of you may thinking, but what if this is genetic? Doesn't that mean I am doomed for life? Not at all. Genetics loads the gun, but lifestyle pulls the trigger. That's why the tests like trifle tests are so valuable. With just a cheek swab, we can analyze 48 genetic variation linked to hair loss and predict how you respond to treatments. This means instead of trial and error, you'll know exactly what worked best for you. So let me show you what trifle test does. And I use this test for my clients. It's very helpful too. So let's go there. At first, they will test, it's a buccal swab, so it's on your cheek. And they will send you those questionnaires to make sure you will fill out the medical history. As a result, you will receive this result page, multiple page. I like this in a way where they categorize into the hair care supplements, products, and drug category, give you the number, and tell you if you're more acceptable or receptive to these medication or these supplements or these nutrients. If it's green, that means you're good to go. You're very, very likely responsive to these medication or supplements or any topical. If it's red, means don't do it, even though you use it, but less likely your body will respond to it. And if you look at this one, minoxidil is a nutrient or the medication that prevents from hair growing, hair loss, and it will help the hair growing more. So Rogaine over the counter for men and women will have minoxidil, and people would take minoxidil orally as well. So that will block those DHT levels, so therefore the hair will grow out. Now, they also have other nutrients from the prostaglandins category as well, and the person would be more susceptible to those medications. Anti-androgenic, and this one is more of the testosterone level conversion. So with that, That means the person would, if they use them, they would blocking the effects from that testosterone level converting. And melatonin is a very good nutrient for sleep, and also it have the effect on the hair as well. If a person do any type of supplement, arginine, ginkgo biloba, caffeine, L-carnitine, this one is a caffeine zone. I think there are some trademarks with a co-testing, and that will be susceptible for their body to respond for hair circulation because these are not blood flow. For anybody who have shingle or have cold sore before, just be careful of arginine because arginine is feeding that cycle to happen. Lysine will cut them down just to make sure when you have the test, but where the arginine level, don't do it too high level. And as a result, you can also see that the personalized treatment, this topical treatment will include in that triclosol that people will apply them at nighttime and leave them overnight and wash in the morning. And the oral treatment that include iron sulfate, saw palmetto, or caffeine, those are pretty good. They can take them once per day. And the topical that have the oil with ginkgo biloba, the topical saw palmetto. I never see about topical. That's interesting. Prosaquinone, the trademark as one. These are for massage oil 2 or 1 time per week. And also the shampoo that include vitamin E, ginseng, or arginine. So these are specific for this person, but if you do the test, the level of the first page right here will be very different. So just to note that. And these are genetic testing for hair specifically. And so let's bring it all together. So here's what we uncovered. Your hair is a mirror of your internal health. Protein, iron, and B vitamins are essential, but useless without proper digestion and gut health. Testing removes the guesswork. Gut healing and nutrient optimization don't just restore hair. They extend your vitality, prevent comorbidity, and save you thousands in future of healthcare. So this is not just about hair. This is about your quality of life, longevity, and confidence. And here's the good news. Even if you tried before and failed, even if you feel too old, even if you're afraid you're not tech savvy enough, there's our step-by-step science-backed ways forward. You don't have to just live through whatever condition that you're going through. You can overcome it, thrive, and shine. So, you know me, I love to share and I love to talk about this all day long, but here's the truth. What I've given you today is just the tip of the iceberg. It's valuable, and yes, but that's the underneath. The surface is so much bigger, deeper, and more powerful, and I don't want you to miss that because here's the reality. If you're struggling with your health, your hormones, and your energy, or in this case, your hair, it's not because you don't care. It's not because you're not trying. It's because the journey takes more than just information. It takes capabilities, it takes new skills, it takes discipline and consistent habits, and most importantly, it takes community. You don't have to do this by yourself. And in fact, trying to do it all alone is often why people get stuck in the same cycle, gathering tips, trying things, but never really moving forward. I know you want to get from where you are today to where you dream of being. And I also know you need help to cross that bridge. So that's where I come in. This is my passion, my calling, and my team and I would love to walk with this with you step by step. So as much as I enjoy sharing today, I can't wait for you to experience what we built for you, the full iceberg, the deeper transformation, the community that's waiting to lift you up. And when you join us, I can't wait for you to share your own story of transformation because your story will be the light that inspires the next person. So get your hair back on track and the chance to double your results for a limited amount of time. When you purchase a 3-month hair bundle, you can also enter automatically to win a second 3-month package for free. And also 3 months because they are very, very rich nutrients for your hair and your body. So you can supercharge your hair growth today journey without doubling your investment. Okay. And here is what the ingredient of the package looks like. If you hear about this before, then that's what it is. It has vitamin A, C, D, E that we talk about, biotin, calcium, iodine is another one, zinc, selenium, and potassium. It has a lot of lysine, a lot of amino acids that you think you saw in the before. Also with maca for really help adrenal stress, and also ashwagandha for adrenal support, and collagen, turmeric to help antioxidants, palm extracts, and also any type of other astaxanthin for the mitochondrial support. So there's so many good story about this product, about before and after. And I really like this product in that way. And I really get the package from my mother as well. So as you can see that the hair does grow close together. This is before, it's thicker right now, 6 months growing. So a lot of good story about that one. And if you still have any question and want to work with us individually, I am happy to also offering a complimentary 15-minute consultation one-on-one. You can scan this QR code and you can also schedule that 15-minute with me. And we will review your goal, discuss your current routine, and make sure you have a clear roadmap of thicker and healthier hair, and we can moving forward that direction. So again, this isn't just about taking supplements. It's about having a plan, the right support, and the right community, actionable steps that actually work for your hair and your body. You don't have to guess, waste money, or doing it all alone. So click on that QR code or take a picture of the QR code or going to theprolificwell.com with the consultation or schedule online. We'll also see that link right there. And remember, purchasing now gives you a chance to win another 3 months of life for free. So let's get your hair thriving again. All right. Thank you for attending. I'll check in for any more questions.